The president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, enjoyed a light show with more than 1,000 drones from the Shenzhen Talent Park as part of his official visit to China. Members of the National Board of Justice in Peru could be removed from their posts as a result of a National Congress investigation. The presidents of Brazil, Luis Ignacio Lula da Silva, and the president of the U.S., Joe Biden, arrived in New Delhi, capital of India, to participate in the annual G20 Summit with the absence of China's Xi Jinping and Russia's Vladimir Putin. Hello, welcome to From the South. I'm Ana Marrero from the teleSUR headquarters in Caracas, Venezuela. Moving with the news, stay with us. In Argentina, the Minister of Economy and candidate for the presidency of Unión por la Patria, Sergio Massa, ratifies that in the alliance he leads, unity is threatened every day. During his intervention in an interview program on the national television, the candidate also refers to his political contenders. He maintains that Juntos por el Cambio suffers an erosion in the primary elections campaign, which former President Mauricio Macri enjoys.
Stop looking where there is none. We are all working together. You will see it on Saturday, you will see it on Friday. The governors, the social movement, the CTA, the CGT, they all agree on what is at stake. They are all aware of what Argentines can lose if we violate a model that in 2001 led us almost to the national dissolution. And that is what they are expressing.
Still in Argentina, where the governor of the province of Buenos Aires, Axel Kicillof, participated in the inauguration of an onion packing and production show from the local producers association Federación Rural, and stressed the importance of state support for family farming. It is at a strategic point located in the Union South, as the area of the south of Buenos Aires and part of the province of Rio Negro is known because of 80% of the country's onions production is produced and exported from there. On Friday, the president of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, enjoyed a light show with more than 1,000 drones from the Shenzhen Talent Park, the first high-quality urban and theme park. At the highest technological level, Shenzhen City authorities welcomed the delegation of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela led by the head of state, who was received by Wen Yu, the secretary of the Shan District Committee of Shenzhen City. President Maduro, together with the first combat and part of the executive cabinet, were able to observe through drones and lights that thanks to innovation, creative ideas, and technological process, Shenzhen is a truly intelligent city. Upon his arrival to the Asian giant, the Venezuelan president stated the visit was meant to continue building a close, deep cooperation with China.
Rain, blessed rain, blessed water, arriving in the city of Shenzhen for a historic visit on behalf of all Venezuelans. Step by step building the new world geopolitics, building close and deep cooperation ties with the People's Republic of China. Here we are in China again. My greetings to all. It rains, it rained, it will rain good news. Greetings to all of you. Stay tuned.
Venezuela's Executive Vice President Delcy Rodriguez met with her Chinese counterpart Hang Shen as part of her work agenda in China. During the meeting, Rodriguez highlighted the purpose of establishing agreements for the benefit of both peoples and closing coordinated interests and regional issues in different areas. She also indicated that the meeting was born thanks to the strategic orientation provided by President Xi Jinping and his Venezuelan counterpart Nicolás Maduro, in addition to the friendship between Beijing and Caracas, which has been consolidated with the years. Simple as it is, bread just needs yet flour, water, sugar, and a pinch of salt. Benefits as it is, bread needs nutrients and comforts. That's the goal of Sprouts, Osvaldo, and Tanya, who have a small and artisanal bakery in Caracas that have been running for 13 years, selling their products at an affordable price. They're an example of how to be self-reliant while also community-driven. Our colleagues Adriana Siberi and Luis Horacio Gutierrez went to their apartment and bring us their story in another episode of our series Venezuela on the Move. Enjoy.
On the first floor, Osvaldo works on the art of making bread. The scale calculates each portion. On the counter, the dough sits for a while.
My wife taught me, and my wife was taught by God.
Day after day, mixing flour, yeast, water, a little salt, and sometimes sugar. And depending on the season, other ingredients. The profession is not forgotten.
I never took a bakery course. I say that I have learned through practice. And the more you practice, the more you learn how to make bread.
The oven does not rest. They have 10 trays, and in each of them, they place the flexible dough.
Both the savory bread and the sweet bread, as well as the ham, one have been at a solidarity price. When things get tough, we sell ice cream, cakes.
The neighbors are frequent customers.
It is cheap. They have been selling the bread here for 13 years. I think it's really good, delicious to say the truth. I love their tres leches cake.
But what they elaborate the most is the artisan peasant bread, made from wheat, soft, of Spanish origin, and popular in Venezuela.
Luis Horacio Gutierrez y Adriana Sibori, teleSUR, Caracas.
You can find more episodes of our series Venezuela on the Move on YouTube and other platforms. Now let's take a very short break, but remember, you can also join us on our TikTok account as teleSUR English, where you'll be able to see news in different formats, news updates, and more. Stay tuned for more news. Welcome back from the South. According to an article of the outlet The Washington Times, former U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense Jan Babin affirms that Washington should not send more aid to Ukraine until an Inspector General is appointed to oversee that assistance and investigate alleged corruption. According to Babin, that inspector could conduct civil and criminal investigations to determine how much of the U.S. aid to Ukraine is properly spent, how much is lost to corruption, and who benefits. For a columnist, the Democrats are protecting U.S. President Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden. In Peru, members of the National Board of Justice could be removed from their posts as a result of investigations by the National Congress. The motion presented by the Avanza País party to investigate the representative of the judiciary was approved by 84%. The report reveals that members of the board incurred in acts qualified as serious and applications of Article 157 of the Constitution and provides sufficient grounds for the removal and appointment of a new National Board of Justice. The National Board of Justice rejected the threats of the constitutional order while qualifying the measures as an institutional intimidation. It also considered that the eventual removal of its members without complying with the pre-established procedures will represent a branch of the constitutional order and a power imbalance in Peru. In Ecuador, representative of the Citizen Revolution Movement demands transparency and speed in the investigations of the assassination of presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio. The members of this party urge Guillermo Lazo's administration to determine accountabilities and reveal those involved in the crime perpetrated on August 9 in Quito. In this respect, the Public Prosecutor's Office indicated 4 people were arrested and remain since in the penitentiaries of Quito and Cotopaxi.
We all demand answers to know who the masterminds are, the perpetrators. We have arrested several suspects in the murder case of Mr. Fernando Villavicencio, and of course, we cannot overlook our solidarity with the family because the criminals did not care about a human life. They only cared about a political office.
Ferdinand Alvarez also demanded an answer for the prosecutor's office for Moro presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio, while assuring that there are threats against candidate Luisa González.
And today we are facing the country head-on, and we demand from the State Attorney General's office, beyond any questions or pretext, an immediate response so that the prosecutor's office can determine once and for all who the masterminds were and their accomplices in this heinous crime. Now, regarding the threat against the life of our candidate Luisa González, there's a person who had been detained with firearms and a grenade. There's a police report. There's a public prosecutor's investigation underway. And today we say again to the public prosecutor's office, we demand answers. What happened with this public prosecutor's investigation? What has happened so far? What has the police determined?
The organization SOS Press denounced on Thursday a plot to obstruct the investigation into the murder of reporter Gary Tess, which occurred in Haiti. This group says that close associates of the suspects demand the recusal of the judge Robert Jordan, who is investigating the murder. The body of Gary Tess, who hosted a program as a radio station, was found at the end of October after being missed for a week, in consequences that have not been clarified. The Atlantic Hurricane Lee will cause repeat currents in the Caribbean and on the east coast of the U.S. starting on Friday. Experts, however, don't know for sure where the storm is going. As about 11 a.m. on Friday, the Hurricane Lee was about 565 miles east of the Leeward Islands, which are in the northeastern Caribbean, and the storm was moving west and northwest at 13 miles per hour. Health authorities in Sweden have reported an increase in coronavirus cases as a result of a new strain of COVID-19. European health officials have warned of a new strain of virus spread in the European continent. The strain named B8.2.86, known as Pirula, was detected last August by the European Center for the Disease Prevention and Control. September the 8th marked the first anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's death, the UK's longest-serving monarch. Ceremonial gondola ran out across the UK on Friday to mourn the accession of King Charles III as he paid tribute to his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, the first anniversary of her death. Let's take our last break, but before we invite you to visit our YouTube channel at teleSUR English, where you'll be able to watch interviews, top stories, special broadcasts, and more. Hit the subscribe and active the notification bell to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. We'll find a short break, don't go away. Welcome back. The presidents of Brazil, Luis Ignacio Lula da Silva, and the U.S., Joe Biden, arrived in New Delhi, capital of India, to participate in the annual G20 Summit. The group faces deep division among the most powerful members, with the absence of Xi Jinping of China and Vladimir Putin of Russia. The group of 20 was conceived in the midst of the 2008 financial crisis as a way to manage the global economy. However, in recent years, it has been increasingly difficult to reach a consensus among the members. The House will be scrambling to reach a last-minute agreement on controversial issues such as the conflict in Ukraine, climate, and global governance. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned leaders that they continued bringing full conflict and corroded public trust. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Friday urged the group of G20 top deep economic powers, which are responsible for more than 80% of the emissions that cause global warming, to use their weekend summit to send a strong message of climate change.
Because if we are indeed one global family, we today resemble a rather dysfunctional one. Divisions are growing, tensions are flaring up, and trust is eroding, which together raise the spectre of fragmentation and ultimately confrontation. This fracturing world would be deeply concerning in the best of times, but in our times, it spells catastrophe. We have no time to lose. Challenges stretch as far as the eye can see. The climate crisis is worsening dramatic, but the collective response is lacking in ambition, credibility, and urgency.
Officials at a U.S. military base in a year are relocating their troops to the center of the country away from the capital, Niamey. When officials stationed in the African nation had informed the U.S. media. Hours later, Sabrina Sines, Deputy Defense Department spokesperson, confirmed the move. The 101st Air Base is moving to the 102nd Air Base located in Agares. At least 49 civilians and 15 military personnel were killed in a double attack by the Al-Qaeda branch in Mali. A statement from the country's foreign ministry said on Thursday that one of the attacks was directed at the passenger ships Timbuktu and the other at an infrastructure of the armed forces located in the municipality of Bamba in the region of Gao. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) reported the highest increase in the rice price in 15 years. According to the organization, world rice price rose by 9.8% in August, 1 month after India, a key rice producer, imposed its export restrictions. In this sense, the grain increases its value due to the decrease of vegetable oils, dairy products, and grains. We have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find this and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. You can also join us on our socials, run on Facebook, on X, and on Instagram as well. For Telesur English and from the South, I'm Ana Marrero. Thank you for watching.